Hey guys, it's Spicy, and in this video, I'm going to help you guys determine your perfect sensitivity in Valorant. Now, obviously, this is going to depend on a couple of different factors, everything from your mouse size to your DPI to your tendencies when you're playing Valorant. So we're going to take into account all these factors, and I'm going to help you step by step come to your perfect sensitivity. So what you're going to do to start off is you're going to come to this yellow silver circle in the training area, and right here we're going to determine our baseline sensitivity. Now this step is really important because the rest of the steps are going to build on this, so make sure you pay close attention to detail on this one so you can get your best results. So now to set your baseline sensitivity, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the silver circle and you're going to set your sensitivity up to do a full 360 from the left side of your mouse pad to the right side. So for me, that was 0.7. With 0.7, I am able to do a full 360 in one swipe from left to right of my mouse pad. Now just as an example of how you would do this, if I was 0.5 and I tried to do this, then right now I'm at the end of my mouse pad and I haven't done a full 360, I've done a 270. So what I would do is I would bump my sensitivity up to around 0.7 and I'm able to do a full 360, and now I'm at the end of my mouse pad. So that's how you kind of do it, just play around with it. Now once you've done that 360 thing and you arrived at your baseline sensitivity, which for me right now is 0.7, now we're going to start the process. So what you're going to do is from this you're going to get two numbers. So right now, remember, you have one number which is your baseline sensitivity, and now you're going to get two numbers. You're going to multiply 0.7 by 1.5, and then you're going to divide 0.7 by 2, right? So 0.7 times 1.5 and 0.7 divided by 2. Now you're going to have a high sensitivity and a low sensitivity, and you're going to have a sensitivity right in the middle, which is going to be your baseline sensitivity, which for me is 0.7. And now we start the testing process. So now once you've gotten your sensitivity, it's time to start testing them out. So you're going to pick your highest one, which for me is 1.05, which is 0.7 times 1.5. We're going to take your highest one. You want to strafe left and right on the circle, and you want to try to hold your crosshair on the circle. That is the main goal. And while you're doing this, you're asking yourself, like, am I comfortable holding this crosshair on the circle? So right now as I'm doing this, you can kind of see my crosshair is all over the place, and that's because I'm just not comfortable with the high sensitivity. So this is my highest one right here, which was 0.7 times 1.5. I'm not comfortable with it. I would test this for a couple minutes and then move on. So what I'm going to do right now is going to move on to my baseline sensitivity, which is 0.7, and I'm going to test this out. So you get the point, right? Like you would test it out for each of your three sensitivities. So for me, it was 1.05, 0.7, and 0.35. I would test them out. Now, once you've done your testing with each of those, what you're going to do is you're going to pick the one that you had the least success with, the one that you didn't like at all. So for me, that's 1.05. I didn't like 1.05 at all when I tested it. So now out of three numbers, you're going to get rid of one. That leaves you with two numbers. You're going to add them up and you're going to divide by 2. That gives you a new number. So now you have your two previous numbers and you have your one new number. And now you're going to repeat that whole testing process with those three numbers. And you're going to try to find which one were you the least comfortable with. And once you have that number, you're going to eliminate that number. You're going to add the remaining numbers together. You're going to divide it by 2. That gives you a new number. And you keep repeating this process until you fine tune it and you get to the best sensitivity that you can get to. So now when I was doing this, eventually I got close to my ideal sensitivity, which ended up being 0.528. Even though it's not perfect for me, it's a lot more comfortable for me. Try to keep my crosshair on the silver circle compared to all the other sensitivities that I tried out. We're trying to find a sensitivity that's comfortable for you, because you're not going to have perfect accuracy right away. You have to find your perfect sensitivity. You have to practice with it. You have to play in games with it. You have to develop that muscle memory, and then you're going to take advantage of that perfect sensitivity. But this process is to simply help you find your perfect sensitivity. So now when you get near the end and you feel like you're coming close to the perfect sensitivity, what I start doing is I start testing a little differently. I do the tracking test over there with the silver circle, but also I come over here and I set the bots to armor off and I set them to hard, and I just start practicing with these bots on hard, and I try to find which sensitivity am I most comfortable with flicking from target to target, right? So when you get near the end of this process of elimination, don't just do the silver circle thing, also do the whole bot thing. That's going to help you be a lot more confident in the sensitivity because it helps you find out whether you can flick with it comfortably or not. Now another thing you want to make sure you do is go into Windows settings and turn off mouse acceleration. That is not going to help you when you're playing Valorant. It's going to make everything a lot more inconsistent, and it's going to mess with your muscle memory because no swipe is ever going to be the same. And then once you feel like you have your perfect sensitivity, what you can do is go on prosettings.net and compare your sense and DPI with pro players that are listed on that website. I wouldn't recommend copying them. I'm just saying to do this so you can kind of get a gauge of where you are and see if your sense and DPI are in a reasonable range. If you look at the list, most players are going to be at around 400 or 800 DPI, and their sense is going to be between 0.2 and 1, and it's not going to really increase above that because that's where a lot of inconsistencies start happening, and it just makes the game a lot harder to play. There's going to be certain players that have crazy DPIs or sensitivities, but again, these people are gifted, and you know, especially if you're a beginner, you shouldn't start off with a crazy DPI or sensitivity. I would recommend a simple DPI such as 400 or 800 and a sensitivity that you come up with by doing the method and the testing that I showed you guys in this video. And then once you get to your perfect sensitivity, that's it guys, that's all there is to it. Again, the perfect sensitivity isn't a sensitivity that is going to make you good right away. The perfect sensitivity is a sensitivity that makes you feel comfortable while you're playing the game, and only when you're comfortable while playing the game can you really excel, right? So once you have your sensitivity on this, what I recommend is go into Spike Rush, go into unrated, try different styles of play, and try to get good with that sensitivity, and it will pay you dividends later. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope you were able to improve your aiming. Remember guys, I stream regularly on Twitch. You can join the Discord channel. The links are in the description down below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't subbed, and I'll see you guys next time.